Welcome back, dlist.
Hi.
Happy Tuesday, peeps.
Happy Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
We got another short one for you guys. You know,
Not sure what we're talking.
I don't know. Depends on how insightful we feel.
I feel very insightful.
It depends on if we're going to be ripping a bunch of 666 or a bunch of... Fuck, what was the other word I was using?
I don't even know where you're going.
Yeah,
Just a smarter word for
I
sick.
don't like that you said 3.
Incredible. Or
Astonishing.
insightful, astonishing,
Fantastic.
Tremendous.
resilient.
Fantastic, ain't it?
Just not sounding like a dunce. Fantastic, ain't it?
Fantastic,
You
ain't it?
excited for that new Fantastic Four movie?
I've been living, breathing, dying Fantastic Four the past couple weeks. You got no idea.
You've been watching all of them?
I watched the Fantastic Four. I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals, playing as the Fantastic Four.
Which Fantastic Four movies did you watch?
The two.
What do you mean the
Good.
two?
The two that are good.
The ones with freaking
Jessica Alba.
Yeah, please clarify for the
Chris
audience.
Yeah, Jessica Alba, Chris Evans, Fantastic Four. And
I need to rewatch it because it's been a while. I don't even really remember it, but I remember I liked it as a kid.
Honestly, they're not
I'm in the
great.
same boat.
They're not great, but it's
I
one of
liked
those
it as
ones
a
where,
kid is what I
If you watch
remember.
it as a kid and you watch it again, you're like, yeah, this movie's fucking awesome.
I should watch those sometime. Do you
Okay,
know when
don't
they
watch
came
the
out?
2015 one.
Is that the one with Jennifer Lawrence?
It was Miles Teller and Michael B. Jordan.
Isn't Jennifer Lawrence in a Fantastic Four movie?
Don't think so.
She
She's in
is.
X-Men.
No,
No, she's in X-Men.
that's right.
She's got a
Played-
main.
played
She's got a
Mystique.
main character.
Yeah.
That's
played Mystique in
right.
X-Men.
Yeah, that's
She's
right.
pretty good in
that's
X-Men.
right. That's right. That's right.
The old ones, I think it was 2005 and 2007.
Yeah, it
old
was a
ones came
minute
out.
ago.
Yeah, and then the newest one was 2015, and that was a fucking honking piece of shit. I don't know. Me and my friends were so excited to see that, and we want to watch it, and we walked out sad. It was like, damn.
The trailer for the new one looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. You seen the Twitter account? There's so in the trailer they're like, we make a point to have dinner every Sunday, 7 p.m. and every Sunday at 7 p.m. there's a Twitter account that posts that clip.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's like that. It's Friday night.
It's Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
There's a Futurama account every Saturday at fucking 10 p.m. I think. It's like it's Saturday night, and they do the whole like fucking 2-liter bottle of Shasta.
I think Nick was talking about it the other day for some reason. I don't remember why. I think he brought it up to Kyle. He was like, "Do you still follow that account, or is it still doing it?"
They changed it. It's Futurama
Really?
quotes now.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I love that account.
You guys literally used to send it every single day,
It was great.
every single Saturday.
It's a good little era. All right, what you got, Buck?
I mean, definitely want to know what you guys been watching lately. You've been watching some Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I have.
That's cool. Anything else?
Me first?
Nah, fuck you. You got anything, Corey?
I actually have not. The only movies I've watched is the movies we've done on the podcast, dlist Cinema. You're already here, so there's no point in plugging it. But I've been watching The Office, so pretty good. I'm almost done season 8,
Wow.
getting close to season 9.
I mean, you like, so does Michael Scott leave in season 7?
I think so. And the show just gets so much worse.
It does get worse.
That last
It's
episode
so
with
much
him was
worse.
so sad.
It is really sad.
I remember the first time I saw it, I teared up a little bit watching that.
So, I don't want to get this wrong, but the scene where they like in the meeting room where they sing him the goodbye thing, that was unscripted and he had no idea
Really?
that was going to happen. So like his tears and everything are actually real,
That's
which
cool.
makes it like, if you watch it again, knowing that, you're just like, fuck this. Like I'm going to cry too.
Yeah, I mean that whole that whole show is just revolved around Michael Scott. So it's obvious that it takes a step back when he leaves the show.
It's crazy.
And it's honestly a little bit harder to watch when he's not in it.
It's crazy how many people they bring in to try to replace him. Like they
And
literally
they
bring in
don't-
like fucking Will Ferrell.
Did you guys
They bring in
Will
like,
Ferrell?
No.
I didn't like him at all in that show.
His character was kind of funny, but at the same time, it was like...
but also there's legit no replacement. There's
Yeah.
no replacement for Michael Scott. I mean, and honestly, the stuff is still okay, but you're right, Corey. Like, fucking Steve Carell literally. I mean, he doesn't carry the show, but his
No,
presence
he carries
is.
the show.
I don't think there's so many good characters in
yeah, 'cause
Office,
you have the
bro.
whole Jimmy
But
White
what
character
you said at
thing,
first is like the show revolves around him.
Yes.
So without him, it's like there's this huge void in the show.
And I hate Andy. I literally told Mike...
I love it.
I literally
Andy's
told
so
Mike
funny. I
like
do
2
too.
weeks ago, I literally hate Andy. And then I completely forgot that he becomes the fucking manager. Dude, he is a fucking idiot.
Fucking-
God, Andy's so funny, dude.
I hate him so much.
So who is your favorite character in The Office? Other than Michael.
Probably Jim.
Jim's awesome. Pam's awesome.
Yeah.
Dwight is fucking hilarious. Me and my brother's favorite character always used to be Creed.
Creed.
Everything Creed says, Creed will say
so
like
weird.
one thing per episode, and it's always the funniest fucking line of the
There was
episode.
one of the first fucking episodes. They were doing like some seminar or something about harassment, and Creed just looks at Meredith, I think, and he goes, "Yeah!" and fucking slaps her on the top of the head.
I
And
just
runs out of
watched
the room. It's like, what the?
They were
fuck?
doing a self-defense episode because Andy just got beat up by a 5th grader, a 5th grader girl, and fucking Toby was like, "Oh, so what you want to do is hit, scream, and run." And Creed stands up, smacks Meredith in the back of the head, and then just screams and runs off the screen. That is so true. Literally every episode, he just screams
some
and
random-
It's always like one line, dude.
He just
or
does one line and
action.
But yeah, I don't know. He,
Fucking Stanley is a great character.
yeah,
great.
I love Stanley. I read a conspiracy with Jim. They think that he was actually unfaithful to Penn the whole time, and that
I don't
because the
wanna hear
whole
this.
thing is based around getting views because it's supposed to be an actual paper company and actual people. That they painted Jim in a good light because he was a fan favorite and because people liked the Jim and Pam arc, and that they wouldn't show, especially because the scenes with Kathy where she's trying to flirt with them when they're on the Florida trip, and then he says some weird shit in the last episode too, which caused people to have this whole conspiracy. It's a weird thought.
Have you seen the ending to the show?
Yeah, I've watched it like 3 times.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I think the whole them getting married and the boat scene, kind of like all of that, I don't know, makes me think that that's not true. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, no, it's his dream girl. I don't think it's true either. I just somehow stumbled across this theory, and I'm like, that's interesting, but it's kind of a weird, thought to get to just completely go off complete speculation.
Do you guys have a favorite episode?
Nah, none that I could just pick off the top of my mind. I mean, okay. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. That marriage scene, I think the first time I watched it almost brought a tear to my eye.
Talking about when fucking Michael and Dwight reunite. That's probably my favorite. Like,
That's a good one.
I'm talking about when Jim and Pam got married. Just the whole they do like a bunch of flashbacks of like everything, and it just makes you really feel like this is a real marriage going on. And
yeah, I mean the warehouse basketball is
That's
absolutely
definitely a favorite episode,
absolutely
too.
legendary. The
My-
fucking
Phyllis was actually goated, but Michael wouldn't let her play.
Yeah. My all timer is the Booze Cruise.
I don't really like that
I
episode.
love that episode.
I like
That's
that
the
episode.
one. That's the one. Jim tells Michael that he fucking loves Pam. And
Yeah.
there ain't shit I can do about it. He goes, engaged ain't married, dude. And then it just kind of goes from there.
I just had another one on my mind that I completely forgot.
The reason why I don't like that episode is because Michael kept trying to insert himself, which was just really cringe to watch, which is part of the reason why the show is good, is because they make you feel like it's actually a real business.
Such
And
a
everything.
fucking good show, bro. I need to go back and watch Office. It's probably been. I mean,
Peacock.
I've seen random esudes like here and
Today,
there over the
Latino.
last like 5 years, 7 years, or whatever. But I haven't like consistently watched The Office probably since high school. Such fucking peak.
Yeah.
Anything else you watched before I get into mine?
I've got a couple. I saw a couple movies in theaters. I went and saw a personal favorite, the Cowboy Bebop movie. Came back to theaters for, I think it was a fucking day. It was like a day or 2 days or something like that. I went and watched that.
I don't even know what that is, honestly.
Cowboy Bebop, my favorite anime of all time. It's the first one I ever watched. It's fucking amazing. Peak. Great. It's about a dude who just kind of like, he doesn't really have a care for life
It's like a
anymore.
bounty
He doesn't-
hunter.
Yeah, he's a bounty hunter in space. He doesn't really have a care for life anymore. He doesn't really care
Sci-fi.
what happens to himself. And then he ends up with this group of people that kind of like just randomly with this group of people that change his perspective on everything. And it's just very good. Very good. But
So is the movie just like the conclusion to the TV show?
no, so the conclusion of the TV show, you want a spoiler?
Go for it.
I'll probably never watch it.
Spoiler alert, Cowboy
So-
Bebop. If you're watching
Yeah,
Cowboy Bebop and don't know,
spoiler alert, the entire thing.
skip.
So he dies at the beginning of the show.
What?
And he's given a second chance. And throughout the second chance, he doesn't really have a care for life or anything like that. He's going through. He meets these people that he ends up having like a care and a bond for and everything. by the end of the show, throughout the show, he's on this like journey to find the dude who killed him the first time and go back and fucking get
I didn't
his
even
ass.
know that. That's crazy.
It's such a good show.
I only
But
watched the first 2 episodes.
by the end of the show, he meets the dude and he ends up dying again. He's content with being able to die. He's like, okay, I'm okay with this. Like, this is cool. I'm fine with it now. The movie is just kind of like they pick a point, just a random point throughout that, and they do this whole separate story that is kind of like, crazy enough, he dies again in that. But I don't know, it was good.
That's how most anime movies are. It's kind of just like a longer episode where it's just some random arc, kind of.
Yeah.
Isn't Cowboy Bebop Dill's favorite anime?
It might be.
I think it is. I
don't
think
know.
I asked him.
But that's my all time. I also kind of botched the explanation of it. But
Yeah, it is. That was a weird
There's so
explanation,
much
but
to it, and it's so fucking
It's not.
good.
It's not a bad anime. I didn't really like it, but
I told Yanni tonight when I picked up my Forvers because he,
Yeah.
asked me about what movie we're doing tonight. I told him Shawshank Redemption. We talked about how because I showed Yanni Shawshank Redemption like I don't know like a year or two ago, and he really liked it. And he was like, "You gotta watch one of my recommendations." I was like, "Bro, all you do is recommend anime." And so we got an argument again. I'm like, "I'm not watching anime," and it ended with me telling him that I promised him I would watch Attack on Titan.
Do it.
you should.
It's
It's
good.
it's very good.
It's crazy.
I
The only
promised him I
problem with
promised
you
him I would
watching
do
that.
it.
So I fucked up by having you watch Chainsaw Man because that's just a very weird anime.
He's a little perv.
It's a very anime, so it's
Little
definitely not a
pervert.
good first one. But Attack on Titan is a good first one because it's honestly the best anime, or it's
It'll get you from the first episode.
yeah. The only problem is if you then try to get into anime after that, is that it's so much better than almost every other anime that it's just not gonna
It's
feel
like
the same.
It's
I
like
will
you've set
say-
such a high bar.
But since
that
you
it's hard to
already don't like
fucking-
anime and probably aren't gonna watch it after, it's not.
I don't think I'll get into anime, and it's not even like maybe I'll watch it and really like anime, but I think more of it is that I really like watching movies more than television shows because you get the whole story in a movie in 2 hours and 30 minutes, opposed to like watching a TV show for a month and then like you get the conclusion. So like even if I do like Attack on Titan, I probably will not watch another anime show at least for a long time.
I don't know why. I just like watching TV shows. I've always watched TV shows.
I was like movies more, but if it's a show that really fucking like grips me, I'll sit there and
Yeah.
I'll watch fucking 2 seasons in a day and just.
No, I mean
go
I've
on.
definitely done that too with a bunch of TV shows. I mean I watched The Office through like more than once, and I've watched probably all the TV shows that people claim to be like the best shows. I've watched a good bit of them.
Yeah.
So
Other than Bebop, I went and saw The Monkey. I got an early access screening to The Monkey.
was it worth the early access?
Probably not. Probably not. It was cool that I got early access to it, but it probably wasn't worth it. It's not really what I thought it was. I never read, I'm pretty sure it's another Stephen King book.
Yeah,
I never
it
read
is.
it, didn't know much about it. I kind of thought, based off the trailers, they'd go into, a full horror thing, and they didn't. It was kind of like a comedy horror, which, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. I was just kind of sitting there. I'm like, okay, this is okay.
My friends Luke and Dre that I work with thought it was the worst movie ever.
Yeah,
They fucking hated it. And I've been going to movies with them. I was gonna go with them, but I couldn't because I was
I was working
trained to be
too.
a fighter. But
I wanted to go. But I
it's
was
definitely,
working.
it's a very, it's a movie type of movie. If it's on, I'll watch
If you don't
it,
take
sure,
it too serious,
but, yeah.
it's a fun movie to watch.
Yeah.
yeah,
I got a couple more. I went and saw the new Captain America
Oh.
with our good friend Nick.
I was supposed to go. I didn't go.
He was supposed to go. The
why
movie
did
was
you
not.
go?
Decided to stay home and play FIFA and
Yeah,
play
I was-
poker.
I was about to leave. I was like,
Hell yeah,
I was about to leave,
Good
and he looked at me and
choice.
he said, "I'm not gonna go." All right, whatever.
good choice.
I went with our good friend Nick. The movie wasn't bad at all. People gave it way too much hate. Not a bad movie. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I kind of liked the story of it. Cinematography was cool. The only problem, and I feel really bad for Nick because he doesn't go to theaters much. That is top 3 worst movie theater experiences I've had.
That will bring down a movie.
I was,
It will.
I don't know if we talked about the Insidious experience.
No, we haven't. We should talk about it right now.
So Insidious,
That shit fucking
we went to
sucked.
go see Insidious: The Red Door. I'm pretty sure that was the newest one.
Yeah, the
It
newest
is the
one.
We went to
newest
go see
one.
Insidious: The Red Door. We had that entire movie. There was a group of kids in front of us. They were ripping vapes the entire fucking movie. The
Right in
entire
front of
time.
us.
They were
Right in
talking
front of us.
the entire movie. There was people behind us talking and joking around the entire movie. It's
Predicting the movie, what's going on. If you've never watched a horror movie, most of them are pretty predictable, and this one is it's a good horror movie, but it's still pretty predictable. And this lady behind us thought she was a fucking genius because she was predicting everything that was going on.
What?
And then she was just narrating, and she was like, "Oh, don't go in that room! Don't go in that room!"
Dude, it was
and then
so
she would go into
bad.
the room, and there'd be a jump scare, and she'd die or
And
whatever.
she was
crazy
acting
shit.
surprised when it happened.
She's like, "Ah!"
The worst thing she did that entire movie, there was a point where she went, I gotta pee so bad. She said that loud as fuck. She went and made a scene walking down the fucking stairs in front of the screen, took her time walking in front of the screen out of the theater. She came back in and said something about how, like, oh, that pee was so good. And then came back up to her seat and was just talking the rest of the movie. That
so
is
annoying.
I just don't understand how people are that tone deaf
don't
to
know.
like their surroundings,
I don't know.
especially grown adults,
Dude, it was insane.
Like, how do you know one? I mean, the vape thing.
That one's not as bad. It's still more of an
It's still
annoyance thing
bad,
because
though.
like the fact that you have to hit it right there,
Like-
and then it's just putting smoke in people's face. But like at the same time, you're not making noise. My main thing is just noise in a movie theater. If you're gonna be obnoxious, I just want to.
Dude, it's like the oldest rule in the book for watching a movie.
If you're
Like,
at a
don't
movie,
fucking
shut the
talk.
fuck up. Yeah,
How do
like,
people?
shut
And
up.
it happens. I feel like it happens all the time.
Yeah, you're not at home, dumbass. I don't care what you think.
I feel like it happens more than 50% of the time when we go to the movies.
I try
People are saying something.
When I go
or
on my own,
doing something.
I go out of my way to try and find a showing where there is nobody fucking there. So it's like me and two other people, and I know like if it's two other people, they're also going to be fucking dead silent the entire movie, and I could just sit here and watch this.
That's
People
my
are
whole
just so
reason why
stupid.
I like sitting in the back of the movie is because I don't want some idiot behind me that's going to be yapping or being obnoxious, and then if I say something, now they're behind me and they can do whatever the hell they want because they're behind me.
It definitely like has an impact. Like it has an impact on what type of movies I go see. I feel like nowadays, like an Insidious or a fucking Marvel movie or like something that's very
have every-
mainstream.
yeah.
Like like you can't predict the type of people are in there. Like some like independent film of like that's like a foreign language movie or something like that.
you
Like
know you're
you
fine.
kind of
What's
you're
that
like
one,
okay,
uh,
like
fine.
there's a better chance
What's
that
that
we're
one
gonna.
movie we saw? The in shot. What?
Oh, Banshees of Inisherin.
Thank you.
Oh, was anybody talking in that one?
no,
Probably not.
that's-
Like
Yeah.
that's like more of a. It's not an indie film, but it's more of like something like that where people who like film are gonna go and watch that movie. It's not gonna be just mainstream people who are
For
gonna.
sure.
What was the one me and you saw? It was I forget what it was called. It was like World War II John Wick. What the fuck was that?
Sisu.
It was it Sisu?
Yeah.
Not a fucking word. That entire movie, dead silent.
We should have been laughing the whole
that
time.
movie was fucking absurd.
It was fucking
But-
absurd. That is
word.
literally.
I am glad that when we watched the 10-year anniversary of Whiplash, that we were the only people in it because I was just laughing my ass off.
But dude, that.
But if there were people in it, I would not have been laughing my ass off that much. I would have laughed at parts that I still would have thought were funny, but I'm not gonna sit there and obnoxiously laugh when there's other
they
people.
gotta
in
find
it.
a way, they gotta find a way to start screening people before they get in. I don't know how you could do it.
Put 'em
but,
on a fucking
at
ban
least,
list.
At least the babes start patting fucking people down
Yeah.
and take that shit away.
They need to,
I'm
like,
losing
I mean,
my mind.
I don't know what this looks like, but when I went to go see Oppenheimer in 70 millimeter in Atlanta, like the big fucking movie screen.
Yeah.
And because I paid like $30 for a fucking ticket and all this shit, like it's pretty legit. They had a fucking like a worker that was inside the fucking theater the whole movie, and if someone got on their phone, the motherfucker pulled up like, "Hey, yo,
Yeah,
like,
dude, I'm telling you.
like get off your phone if I have to tell you again."
That
you're
makes
leaving."
sense. Yeah, I mean
Like,
$30 a
They
ticket,
got-
and it's a premium fucking experience.
Yeah.
That's the thing though,
it
because
is.
normal tickets are $15 though. Still, like,
Yeah,
you're
but
spending
it's just-
$15.
they
and you got a
should, like,
motherfucker-
I mean, think about where we go. It's not the nicest movie theater.
But
It's
maybe
a-
at least for the IMAX showings.
I
or
agree.
like
I agree,
yeah.
like
I
maybe definitely not like some random fucking showing of the fucking monkey in a regular ass fucking theater when there's 4 people in there. Like
I mean,
maybe
I will say,
maybe
though,
we'll need a
like-
guard there to fucking
but
watch
it
out.
is a
But
pre-showing. Or
yeah, the monkey.
that's what I'm saying. Was it there an IMAX or Dolby?
No way.
It could have been.
What was it?
It was. It was.
It was Dolby?
It was
Really?
Dolby, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, like a pre-showing for a movie like that. It's like Oscar Perkins, fucking
Yeah.
director. It's like kind of
It has some hype to it,
legit.
'cause Stephen King. And, like,
Stephen King
Okay, yeah,
adaptation,
that
like
makes a lot
yeah,
more
it makes sense. And like especially if they see it's a fucking sold out house.
like I'm telling
Yeah.
you,
If there's ever all the movies in Dolby should, because that's where you get the biggest audience.
when I go to watch Fantastic Four, because I guarantee you it'll be opening day, because I do every fucking Marvel movie, I go as early as I can, because I know if I
You
go
gotta
on
stop that
Twitter,
shit, boy.
if I go on Twitter, I'm getting spoiled out the fucking ass,
Yeah,
and
that's
I'm not
true.
having that.
That's
LaShawn McCoy, you fucking bastard. But fucking the Marvel movies, I try and go as early as I can. If I'm there opening day, Fantastic Four, there's a motherfucker vaping in front of me, I'm jumping over, I'm swinging. I don't give a fuck, dude. I don't care.
One of my best movie experiences was the Deathly Hallows Part 1. It was with my uncle, and we were front row. We barely got tickets for
Wow.
it. We were literally front row in the middle. And it was such a good screening.
That was probably
Everybody was locked in.
That's how I saw Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
You're sitting there fucking like
Yeah.
this
It's like this, but like it was such a good movie. You don't even care.
I mean, dude, when the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe was like unfolding, you know, like 2008 to 2020 or whatever, I feel like every movie experience with all those was kind of like that.
That's some of those.
Even
though,
Endgame, like Endgame, people were definitely like, because I was there opening night Endgame, and like when fucking Captain America picked up that fucking hammer, motherfuckers were screaming. But like that is one time
different, though.
where it's
The
justified.
Hunger
like,
Games.
We're like,
No, the Hunger Games movie had people in a grip. I saw the second one with my mom. My mom got so attached to the Hunger Games movie. Shout out, Mom. I know you're watching. But we literally waited in a line outside. Like we got in the theater, and then you have to wait in a pre-show because it was so popular that you have to wait for the people. Like it was some whole thing. But then we're in there, and everybody's so locked in. And there's this monkey scene where do you know what I'm talking about?
I've never seen Hunger Games.
Oh, really?
The second one. I've only seen the first one.
The books are good, and then the movies are.
Are you talking about Catch
pretty
a
good.
Fire?
Yeah.
Where
With the monkey scene?
running- Yeah. It's
No,
like
and
the
then
monkeys and
it's
the
a
fog.
jump scare where she turns and then these big ass baboons are
Yeah.
right there. My mom jumped so hard and she grabbed the person next to her that we don't know, and he also jumped. But then like she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and she's like, "Oh, it's okay."
But like that's like
Those are fine experiences.
it's
because
justified, dude. Like
everybody's locked in; they're not being obnoxious.
opening day, waiting for Endgame for 15 years and finding out that Captain America can fucking has the power to
Pick up Thor's hammer.
hammer after all this time. Like, yeah, it's okay to go crazy. Like everybody, but everybody in the theater was locked into the
Yes.
story and what was going on the screen, not locked into their fucking vape or having to fucking piss or like talking about fucking the bullshit ice cream they're gonna eat after the fucking movie.
Somebody before it happened was like, "Oh, I bet you Captain America's gonna pick up Thor's hammer right here."
dude, yeah.
Oh, I called it.
No,
Like,
yeah, knock the fuck out.
shut up.
Fuck you.
Shut up.
It's yeah.
That's what I've always said. Like, I think Buck, me and you, before we were doing any of this, we sat there and we ranked our like top movie experiences. I've always said I said Endgame was 2, but Endgame was always up there because of literally just the experience of being in that theater. Like exactly. I mean, I'm just repeating what you were saying, but exactly what you were saying. Like you're sitting there, everyone's fucking hyped for this movie. I don't think I went opening day. It was like opening weekend or something like that.
But everybody's quiet.
Everybody's
They're not-
quiet, and then when
except
it's
for-
something that like is crazy and everybody fucking cares about, the entire theater starts cheering and clapping, and everyone's going fucking crazy. And then as soon as that's done, everyone sat the fuck
Yeah.
back down.
It's like a
Like
dude.
dead silence.
It's like going to a fucking like a sporting event of a team that you like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like everybody's rooting for the same thing. Everybody
Or
cares.
they're
about the same
reacting
thing.
when stuff happens, even if it's against your team. Everybody's reacting versus just like trying to predict. Oh, I bet you they're gonna throw it. Like you
Or
don't. You
just-
hate to be next to that.
Or just being
You,
like
you hate to be next to Tony Romo. Fuck you, Tony Romo.
Bastard. Tom Brady better.
yeah. It's
I wouldn't go that far.
Nelson wise, I fuck with Brady and
Hell
Nelson.
no.
But absolute last thing I've been rewatching. It fully banks off of this. I've been rewatching the MCU.
That's funny.
I'm doing a full repeat of it. I kind of fucked it up when I started. For some reason, I thought Hulk was before Iron Man. That's just not true. Because I finished the Incredible Hulk.
He has the idea to start the whole.
Yeah, I finished the Incredible Hulk, and then they got to like the end credit scene wasn't even end credit scene; it was just end movie scene, like before the credits started. And I see Tony Stark come walking in. He's like, "We're trying to start a team." I'm like, "Oh, I fucked up, dude. I picked the wrong movie." What the fuck? But I forgot those early movies have fucking sauce, dude.
Yeah.
how far along are you?
I'm on Iron Man 2 right now, so it's supposed to be Iron Man 1 and then the Incredible Hulk and then Iron Man 2. But I watched the Incredible Hulk, then I watched Iron Man 1, now I'm on Iron Man 2.
Nice.
But
It's a final
Iron Man 1 has got fucking
Iron Man One
sauce,
is
dude.
insanely good.
That movie.
It's one of the better movies of the phase. I
I
think
forgot how good it was.
Might be the best one.
I forgot how good it was. That movie
of
is
all
insane.
23.
No,
Out of
Endgame is insane.
I think out of Phase 1, it's between that and Captain America for Phase 1 because those.
I don't,
two-
what
I think
what
Iron Man-
movies entail phase 1? I don't really know the
I
like
think
logistics
everything
of all
up
that.
until from the Incredible Hulk to the first Avengers. I'm pretty sure.
So then
Phase 1.
the end of phase 3 is Endgame.
Yeah, and then they got into Phase 4, and Phase 4 is all the fucking like
Dog
TV
shit.
shows and random bullshit.
What do you guys? Let's. What are you guys' top 3 phase 1, 2, 3 Marvel movies?
Like you're saying, like pick a movie from Phase 1, a movie from Phase 2.
No.
Phase One, top
No,
three.
no. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying from first Iron Man to Endgame.
Oh my gosh.
Like what's your top 3 from all of those?
I don't know. That's gonna.
Just right off.
And
top
that's gonna
dome.
be next week's video.
top of dome.
Top of the dome. I
Top
could go
dome
top
right
of the dome.
now.
I don't know. I need to see a list.
Can we exclude Infinity War and Endgame?
I mean,
So I feel
Sure.
like those are.
I mean, those were my
those
2,
are an
3.
easy cop out 1 and 2.
Which one? Okay, well, what's better, Infinity War or Endgame?
Endgame.
Endgame, yeah.
Nope.
Endgame. I think Endgame.
I'm going.
I think
Well,
it just
also-
has such a.
I'm going with
Infinity War
I'm
is
going
so
with
good,
Infinity
too.
War,
Yeah, on
bro.
the other hand, though,
Infinity
too,
War's
because
so lit,
Infinity,
dude.
Infinity
I'ma
War
go-
happened, and then half the population got wiped out, and you had like how long was it? How long did you have before Endgame?
It's like
It's like it's like a year.
it was a fat.
You're talking about
fucking
like
minute.
since the 2 movies came out.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
just-
like Infinity
it was
War
like-
ended, and then they had a gap
It
until
wasn't
Endgame
that
came
long.
out.
It was
Dude,
literally
most
only
of
like
the
a
movies
year.
are.
It was a minute.
It wasn't that long, dude. It was like it was a year
I
tops.
don't know. I remember sitting there waiting for this
Nah,
fucking movie
bro.
to come out. I'm like, dude.
I mean,
like,
it probably felt like that because, but that's why I liked
It
Infinity.
was a year.
That's why I
a
liked
year.
Infinity War so much because
I'm
that
going
was the
Endgame.
first movie out of all those fucking movies where you left the theater and you were like, "What the fuck?
And
This sucks. This
Yeah.
did not have a good ending. I don't know what's gonna happen next." After every other fucking Marvel movie, you're like, "This is great."
And
Like
you see so many
everybody
characters that you
wins.
get so attached to just disappear.
And then they die, and you're like,
End-
"What the
Endgame-
fuck?"
It's
dude?
not even like a good death where they're battling and they just lose the battle. It's just them just vaporizing.
And
And then Thanos literally won, bro. He's like, just like, oh,
Yeah, and then the scene in Endgame when he's just sitting on this fucking
Yeah, this
porch of
fucking
whatever
farm.
house, he's just like, yeah. It's like, yep.
But then on
So
the other
good,
hand, though, you
bro.
have Endgame too, where it's like you see these
And
people
then they
that you
come
thought
back.
were fucking invincible even after half the population got wiped out. You see these people that you thought were invincible and they get fucking offed. And you're
It's
like,
crazy.
What the fuck, dude? Like fucking Natasha went out. I didn't think that shit would ever happen. Tony fucking died. I didn't think that shit would. I mean, I knew
That
that would
shit-
happen.
fucking Spider-Man,
Goddamn,
bro.
goddamn
Oh
LaShawn
my
McCoy.
gosh.
But yeah, I knew Iron Man would happen
Tony
because LaShawn McCoy's
Stark.
dumbass. But fucking
Mr. Stark, I don't feel too
dude, and that
good.
entire like, you know what really puts it over the edge for Endgame for me? A fucking Cap going back in time,
I'm you're gonna make me cry, bro.
dude.
Please
Going
stop.
back in time, he's having that dance with Peggy. That fucking
And then
song.
he's just old.
That fucking song.
It's
It's been a long, long time. I watched that movie and I said, "This will be the song at my wedding when I get
Bro,
married. This is
literally,
the song
dude.
that is played." And then he gives the Cap. the
It's so
fucking-
great. It's a perfect ending to that entire fucking
It's so
20-year long saga.
It's so good.
Yeah.
But
Endgame
anyway,
is legit.
But
as
let's not rank them. We'll save them for a next Tuesday video.
Yeah, we will.
Not necessarily the next one, but a future Tuesday video for
Honestly,
sure.
when I asked that question, I really just want to know which I like between Endgame and Infinity War.
Yeah,
Because that was like
it's
my one and
hard.
two.
My final answer is
hard.
definitely Endgame. It's definitely close. I think it's the perfect ending after making you I think Infinity
Dude,
War ties into
It is
me picking Endgame,
the
obviously.
perfect ending.
can't-
Like they really snapped. Like they were under probably so much pressure to like end such
And
a
then they
crazy
just been
saga.
producing mid after.
Fuck that. Like
I think though. I think
they
the
could
mid,
get all the money they want. They
I think the mid will end up turning into good.
No.
Because I think they're putting out the mid to set up something good.
like
I
but
don't
it's-
disagree with
but maybe like the reason I think they need to stop is because what they accomplished will never be touched.
That's true, but I
It
also,
all
will
the-
not. There's,
most-
it's just
I-
not
Most of the
it will,
TV
though. I
shows are
think
No,
so
it
ass.
won't.
not the
dude.
way it was, but I think they
No.
could still hit like a type of climax that they did because
Oh,
there's so many
bro.
fucking comic stories that they could go with. And
But
like,
the impact it had on
the
at
impact they
least
had, yeah,
on,
'cause,
on
like,
everybody
that'll
in the
never be
movie
done
world,
again because
it's
superheroes were like superhero movies were generally concerned as just kind of dog shit. Like before Iron Man 1 came out,
Nah,
everything
fuck
was
that.
concerned
Before
just kind of
Dark
like
Knight,
not
dummy.
good. Before what?
Dark Knight.
Oh,
Okay,
wow, come on
okay.
now. But before
That'll be for another conversation.
Before Iron Man
as well.
came out, they were all generally concerned it's just like
guys are
not
retarded.
fucking great, right? Iron Man came out and they're like, oh shit, maybe we're on to something here. And then they started building off it and building and building and building and building. And then they finally hit the climax and it was just a whole like fucking cultural movement. It was insane. That'll never happen again. But story wise, I think they could get to a point close to that again.
It's too corporate, bro.
There are just so many
way too corporate.
storylines that they could go with. If they have the right people running it, I think they could get it.
They don't though.
They're not going to be.
They
able
don't
to.
have the right people running.
But
it.
the thing is, the people
all their top billed
not-
actors,
some of the
everybody's
people-
gone.
But some of the people running it are the people that were running it before. Like fucking Feige has been there since goddamn day one. They got the Russo.
Stan Lee's not
fucking
even
brothers.
alive anymore,
That
bro.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Stanley died before the fucking Russo brothers finished Infinity War and Endgame.
But he definitely had insight.
And the Russo
on
brothers are back to do
They
more.
already started making those.
He
though.
definitely had insight on it.
I'm sure he did, but like,
and
Yeah,
he
100% did.
he literally built the entire foundation.
Yeah, exactly. That is probably part of the
Also,
reason why it's
though-
so ass now.
Yeah, for
I
sure,
think they
dude.
could still do good. I think if they sit
I'm
there
not
and
saying
really
they-
fucking
I'm not-
put
I'm
their
not
mind-
saying they
if
can't still
really
do good.
Fucking try, they could still do good.
I will say, I think you're too much of a Marvel stan. I
That's
think
true,
you're too
but
optimistic.
I also think they're in the right direction because they said they're gonna start cutting down on the amount of TV shows they do. They're gonna only be doing like 1 or 2 movies a year. They're gonna start putting fucking quality over quantity.
I hope so.
If they we're back to fucking peak.
That's definitely the way to go. It's definitely the way to go.
And I do think people were shitting on the new Captain America. I think it's a good start.
I have to see it, which I probably never will.
It really was not that bad.
I probably will. I mean, maybe I'll watch it one day on Disney Plus, but it's fair.
But that's all I got MCU rewatch wise.
So we kind of went on a long ass tangent about our
MCU, babe.
What we've been watching.
So, MCU, babe.
What have you been watching, Buck?
Not MCU.
Oh,
no MCU stuff. I've seen quite a few movies over the last couple weeks. I watched Talladega Nights for the first time.
Oh my god!
Have y'all ever seen Talladega Nights?
Movie.
I don't even know what that is.
The Ballad of Ricky
You don't know
Bobby.
what Talladega Nights is?
Ballad of Ricky Bobby.
It's literally like the fucking Will Ferrell movie.
Really?
Ferrell.
Yeah.
There's a gay French.
It's like the movie.
That's crazy.
Yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen.
I like Will Ferrell. And I don't even. I've
The
never heard of
NASCAR
this
driver.
movie.
Wow.
I've seen clips off. It's a NASCAR driver?
No, it's like if you ain't first, you're last. Like there's
wanna
a
go
bunch
fast.
there's a bunch of famous quotes from
There's
Talladega
a scene
Nights.
at the beginning
Like,
where his mom goes into a gas station by liquor or something, and he goes to the driver's seat and takes a baseball bat and shoves it into the fucking pedal and starts whipping that shit.
it's like I gave it 3.5 stars because I honestly did not think it was that funny. I thought it was kind of like corny, and I think if I watched it when I was in high school, I would have thought it was a lot funnier. But because of all the classic quotes and just like what the movie is, like it's Talladega Nights, bro. Like everyone fucking, other than Corey, I guess, knows this fucking movie. So yeah, I mean, I didn't mind it. Watched Apocalypto. Have either of you ever seen that?
No.
Mel Gibson, like Mayan civilization.
I've actually always been meaning to, and I've never
It's pretty good.
clicked on it.
I mean, that setting is definitely not the type of movie I like ancient civilization movies. Like it kind of.
I like movies like that.
Then you'd probably fuck with this movie.
I like history.
It's pretty fucking.
Big history buff chat.
It's pretty nuts.
History guy over here.
Yeah.
It was good. Mel Gibson. I really enjoy a lot of Mel Gibson movies, even though he just made something recently that I heard sucked. Oh, he made that new Mark Wahlberg movie, Flight Risk.
Nah, dude.
I didn't see it. He's like bald as fuck in it.
I was sitting in class.
Mark Wahlberg.
It was the first day of class for the month, and the teacher he goes on his whole tangent and everything, and he goes, "Anyone watch anything lately?" And my buddy Andrew, he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "What you watch?" He goes, "Flight Risk." And the teacher goes, "Why the fuck did you do that?" He goes, "I don't know, because it was fucking awful."
Do you remember? Does my mom like or dislike Mark Wahlberg? I remember we had a conversation. I don't remember. She either likes Mark Wahlberg or she hates him. I don't remember.
I can tell you.
I don't know. I fuck with Mark Wahlberg, bro.
I do too, but I think she dislikes him, but I don't remember. So I'm sorry that I'm misremembering.
When you guys think Mark Wahlberg, what's the first movie that comes to mind?
I think that he's a racist and he beat up an Asian person. That's the first thing I think when I think Mark Wahlberg. But
he did do that, but movie wise, what's the first one that comes to mind?
I don't think of a movie. I think of Entourage, the TV show.
Okay.
Which is so fucking awesome. If y'all haven't seen Entourage,
I think of Ted.
That's the second movie. That's yeah.
He's pretty good in Ted.
I think of Ted as well.
Mine's a Lone Survivor.
Okay.
Got it on Blu-ray over there.
It's a banger. I also think of The Departed.
And what's that movie where he's a porn star?
Boogie Nights.
Boogie Nights.
He's got a schlong in that one. Holy.
We have to do.
I cannot believe my mom recommended me to watch that fucking movie.
We have to do Boogie Nights one time.
I don't know. That's going to be a weird video.
It's going to be weird, but it's going to be fucking hilarious.
I can't believe my mom told me to watch that.
That's a crazy recommendation from your mother.
Dude.
It is.
You got a movie
crazy.
to watch? She said, yeah, Boogie Nights. I said, all right.
Yeah, that's a crazy one. I watched a really, 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 really horrible movie. Hard Eyes. Y'all seen the trailers for that? The fucking
Called Heart Eyes?
Yeah, it's a new movie that's in theaters currently. It's
killer
like
movie, right?
Killer movie. It's like Valentine's Day
I haven't
killer.
even heard it.
He's like literally this guy with a mask as fucking hearts as eyes. Corey, it legit might have been the worst movie I've ever fucking seen in my life.
Heard nothing but bad things.
I fucking hated it so much. It was so corny.
Did you see it in theaters?
I saw it in theaters with my two friends that I was talking about earlier, Luke and Dre, and we were actually like laughing a lot, which made it a lot better. Like the experience was funny as fuck, and I enjoyed it so much because we were fucking laughing. But it was an objectively a fucking abysmal movie. Like it sucked.
I feel like some movies like that are so terrible where you like recognize that it's fucking terrible and you just sit there and laugh and make it a little bit better.
Like Zombeaver?
Like Zombeavers. That movie,
Velocipaster, no hate. Velocipaster's a great movie.
I can't speak bad on Zombievers. I was about to. I can't do it. That movie's fucking
Have you
amazing.
seen Velocipasters?
No.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah, watch Zombievers.
It's fun. It's how bad it is, the production shit,
Dog,
and the story shit.
we sat there.
It's actually hilarious.
I mean,
Sat there-
that sounds like Hard Eyes.
We
Like,
sat there on Discord one night to watch
no,
Zombievers.
it's probably
There
a step below Hard Eyes, to be honest with you.
Buck 5 minutes into the movie, there's a scene where a car blows up. They didn't even edit in, like, they didn't put any explosion
They
or
just
anything.
put a screen that said car blow up.
Yeah, they put a screen that said, like, VFX dot car explosion.
but see, that's funny because they're like the person that made that movie definitely is not taking it seriously. If they put no effort into putting
should-
any flames or anything,
We might. I might actually choose it for one of our videos. It's actually. It's,
If you're doing that on
we're
freaking
due.
Zombievers the
We
next
are
week-
we are due for doing an episode where we just fucking pick a horror movie.
That's
and
what I was
comment on
about
it.
to do.
no,
Last one, I was
Velocipaster is
gonna say, I'm
hilarious
picking
though.
for
Like
something
Zombievers, they actually tried.
I
It's a bad
I
movie,
wouldn't
but they
say
tried. No, they tried.
They tried to make it shit, is what they did.
I get it, but like Velocipaster,
they knew what they were doing.
Like he had an idea and then he realized that it was shit, so he just made it shit. Zombiever, they kind of tried.
you haven't seen Zombievers, right?
No.
They
Can you
kind of
assume
tried.
what it's about?
Velocipaster, they like.
Yeah,
They
zombie
tried
beavers.
with the idea,
Zombie
then they're like,
beavers.
"No, this is shit." So we're just gonna make it shit, and it's hilarious.
Zombievers fucks, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
oh man.
This dude like gets this fucking. It's like a zombie thing or like a werewolf thing, but he turns into a fucking Velocipaster. It's the stupidest fucking shit ever.
He's a pastor, by the way.
Yeah,
If you didn't catch that.
and
part.
then he gets this fucking
did.
Velociraptor virus shit that he turns into a Velociraptor, and then he does kung fu.
Yeah, you would never guess who pops up like near the end of the movie. A group of fucking ninjas.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Morgan Freeman.
No, just a
That'd
bunch.
be crazy.
That would be crazy. They probably could have gotten him too if they asked.
I
him.
don't know.
They pay him enough bread.
If they showed him
They don't have
movie,
the bread. That's why they didn't blow up the fucking car.
If they showed the movie, if they showed Morgan Freeman the movie up until the point where he was in it, I think he would have said, "Yeah, I'll be in it."
Yeah,
He was in a
Maybe.
21 Savage song.
I could see it. He said he liked the Vision.
You ever see Tusk?
No.
No,
I don't even know
sounds
what it is.
familiar.
It's a movie about this guy who fucking like has an obsession with fucking walruses, and he like
Oh, and he makes himself into a fucking wall.
no, he kidnaps people, makes them into walruses.
God, that sounds crazy.
I've actually
It's
seen.
fucking very odd. And what you guys were describing kind of reminded me of that. I don't know, beavers, walruses, kind of. I don't know.
They kill a dog in Zombievers.
That sucks. I hate that.
Yeah,
I hate
they
that.
were. You want to
What
know
kind of
context? So they went out into the lake. or the
What kind of
pond.
dog?
It was like a little shitter.
Okay, that's fine.
A little shitter.
Yeah, it was like a little like.
As long as it
I don't
wasn't
know
like a
what it was. It was
Labrador
little shitter.
retriever or something like that.
No, but
Pomeranians
they
and Chihuahuas
were out
are-
on like a pond and they were on this little like wooden raft and they saw the zombie.
best?
Chihuahuas and Pomeranians are the best.
Hell no.
They saw the Zombievers coming,
Chihuahua?
right?
You never had a Chihuahua. It's-
Pomeranians are okay.
They saw the Zombievers coming. And they're like, "Fuck,
Brandy's the best, right?
mid."
Oh, she's so happy to see you every time. How do you think she would feel?
No,
if she
all
heard you
dogs
say
are
that?
sick. All dogs are sick.
do like
Trust.
that dog.
She's so happy to
But-
see you every time.
Zombievers, right? They're in this pond and they're on this wooden raft, right? They're all hanging out and everything, and they think shit's sweet. They think life's great, and they see Zombievers coming. They're like, "Fuck, dude, we gotta get back." And someone was in the water, I'm pretty sure. So they're like, "What's the solution?" And this guy, he sees the dog. He's like, "I know the solution," and he runs up to it and fucking punts it into the water. And then the Zombievers start mauling on the dog, and then they go and they fucking they get across. They
I
get
don't
across
like
the lake.
this. I no longer want to watch this movie.
movie's
I mean,
good.
I never did want to watch this movie.
The movie's
but
good. They also beat on the Zombievers with a baseball bat in the bathroom.
Good. They deserve it.
Yeah. And there was, I remember I was watching it with my friend Jacob, and there was a girl.
How many times have you watched this movie?
A lot.
That's so
There was a
fucking
girl.
horrible.
There was a girl who's a baddie, and the first time Jacob saw it, he goes, it was like a little sex scene. He's like, "Oh, she's fucking bad," and then she turned into a Zombiever. That shit was crazy.
That sucks.
And I've actually
Watch
never seen
Zombievers.
Zombievers.
Yeah, watch Zombievers.
I think we should stop talking about Zombievers.
I love
'cause
that
fuck
movie.
that movie.
But